Hi guys, this is Vineet, and in this video we will discuss about how you can recover a database without restoring data out of backups inside SQL Server. So before we proceed ahead, I would request all of you guys to please go ahead and subscribe to my channel and hit on the bell notification icon and select all notifications to get all notifications regarding my future videos. Before we proceed further, there are some points to be remembered. I would request you guys to please watch this video till the end to gain better clarity of concept, and if possible, watch this video twice to gain more clarity on the concept. And do exercises in your lab environment or test environment, whatever practicals we are doing inside the video. That will help in gaining the better clarity and give you the hands-on approach. And we would like to know your thoughts regarding our videos, so please share your comments with us. Now let's get back to the topic and let's go to my notes. So today we will be covering a practical demo on how you can restore a database without restoring any data. And there are some key points. Ideally, if we talk about an ideal situation, so ideally all the data of the database is restored first before we can recover the database. But in this scenario, we will not be uh, restoring any data, but yeah, we are recovering the database. And we can perform a we can perform a recovery without actually restoring the backup. So that is the purpose of our video. We are doing a recovery without actually restoring any data out of the backup. And this operation is referred to as the recovery only restore, and we are not restoring any data in this. And next point is when offline data is already consistent. So basically, why do we do this? When we are sure that whatever data is there in the database is in consistent state or okay state within the database, and only a recovery is required and needs to be only made available, and a recover only restore operation completes the recovery of the database and bring it back online. So basically we are talking about the recover only operation, which basically completes the recovery of the database and bring it back online. And this operation can be performed for a whole database or one or more files or file groups. But for our practicals in this video, we are just covering the database, taking out of the standby mode or the recovering mode. And next point is recovery only database restore. So there is recovery only database restore and recovery only file restore. In this video, we will only be doing that recovery only database restore. So this can be useful in situations where you did not recover the database after restoring the last backup. So here we are talking about one scenario. So in a restore sequence, we restore multiple database backups like full backups and differentials and any transaction log backups. So it is talking about a scenario where we have restored our last backup in a restore sequence, and we have not used the clause with recovery with that. So database is still in restoring status or recovering status even after restoring the last transaction log backup. And we forgot to bring that database online while restoring the last transaction log backup. And now we want to recover the database by bringing it back online. So at this point, we can do a recover only database restore, as there is no more data to be restored out of any of the backups. Another situation where this thing is useful is when database is in standby mode and we want to make the database updatable without applying any other log backup. Now let's talk briefly about the recovery only file restore. We are not doing any practicals on recovery only file store in this video. And recovery only file restore can be useful in situations where database is restored. Where a database is restored piecemeal and a restore of primary file group is complete. So if there are multiple file groups within the database and we are doing a piecemeal restores, which is basically restoring piece by piece, and we are talking about a situation where we have restored one of the file groups, which is primary file group, and we see that there's a situation when one or more unrestored files are already consistent with the new database state, and there is no requirement to restore any other file groups because the files in those file groups are already consistent with the new database state. Perhaps because it has only been read-only. So maybe we are using read-only files within that new file groups. So data restoration is not required on that, or data is not modified on that file group or files within that file group. Then restore for such file groups is not required. So in only those cases, we just restore the primary file group where we have a read-write file, and we are not restoring any secondary file groups where we have only read-only files within them. And therefore, these files have just to be recovered and no data copying is required. So in those situations, we can do a recovery only file restore. And recovery only file restore can bring the data in the offline file group online. So in order to recover out of those situations, first of all, your file group should be in offline mode and no data copy is required, no undo redo phases are required. So in those cases, recovery only file restore operation can be performed. So let's go directly to the practical. So here we will be using the Northwind database. Let me open up my queries. So let's see. Let's take a full backup because we do not have any backups inside this backup folder. So let's take a full backup quickly. Go to task, select backup, and this can be done via T-SQL as well. So we just need to select the database full backup and the name of the file. So name of the file needs to be changed here. So we are marking the file name as Northwind full backup .bak. We are giving this file name. This will contain the full backup of Northwind database. So hit OK. So backup is taken. So we will see a file here. So this contains the full backup of Northwind database. Now let's put the database into the recovering mode. So for that, I'm taking a tail log backup. The syntax is backup log, the name of the database. So we are taking it to disk, and this has a separate file name, which is tail log backup. So we have taken today's date, 14/2/2023, and you just need to name the file and the location where the backup is taken. And we are specifying the with no recovery clause so that database goes into the recovering state. So let's take a tail log backup. This is a tail log backup. So let's execute this. So you need to select the master database before doing this operation. So let's do that. So I've taken the tail log backup. So you will see another file over here. So this contains the tail log backup. Now, if you refresh the databases, you will see that Northwind is in restoring or recovering state. Now, in order to come out of this situation, so we have just taken backup. We have not modified any data. We have a full backup. We have a tail log backup, but we have not modified any data. But yeah, while taking the backup, while taking the tail log backup, we put the database into the restoring state. But let's see if we have to come out of this state, the restoring state, then what we have to do in those cases, the restore only operation is useful. So which is basically recovery only database restore. So in this phase, we are not restoring any data. We had just taken backups, a full backup and a tail log backup. Now we want to take this database out of recovery mode or restoring mode. So we can use this command, restore database, Northwind, and we need to specify the with recovery clause. And we don't need to specify any database backup file because we are not restoring any data. So this command, running this command will restore the database or bring it online. So let's execute this. So now if we refresh the databases section, we will see Northwind is online and we can make query on any of the tables like customers from it. Let me make a quick query. So yeah, we are fetching data, database is online. So yeah, this is the recovery only database restore, where no data was restored out of the backup files, and we just bring the database online as it was in restoring state. So I hope you like this video, guys. Do let us know if you have any questions, post that out in comments, and please subscribe to my channel, hit on the bell icon, select all option to get notifications regarding all my future videos. We would love to hear your comments, and I thank you once again for your time on this video, and you have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you.